The title was not clickbait. I did sell my Blackmagic Pocket Cinema 6K. Let's get it. So if you're new here, my name is Randy. I make filmmaking videos, I do gear reviews, film tips and tricks, and all that kind of stuff. If you're into those type of videos, definitely consider subscribing to the channel. So in this video, I'm gonna talk to you guys about my thought process on why I sold my Blackmagic so I can invest fully into the Panasonic Lumix family. So recently I picked up the S5 2X about 4 or 5 months ago, and I absolutely love this camera. I fell in love with it. I'm not really a hybrid shooter kind of guy because I've been on Blackmagic for 4 years. I mean, of course I came from a hybrid camera and then dove all the way into Blackmagic. The reason why I sold my Blackmagic and dove all the way into Lumix, because I am planning on getting another Lumix. I was gonna get the S5 II. Right now I have the S5 2X, but I was gonna get the S5 II. And I bought some lenses for my Lumix finally. I got the 20-70 S Pro Panasonic Lumix lens, the S Pro lens, whatever. And I got some Lumix 50, I got the Lumix 50 Prime, and I'm getting the 85 next. But yeah, I'm going all the way into Lumix. So that's gonna be my next body for a few years. Every 4 or 5 years, I will switch a camera body, just because. I'm always switching cameras, but who knows, maybe next year I might be on Canon or Sony or Red, whatever, or back on Blackmagic, who knows. But let's dive into the video on why I truly switched to Lumix, because my workflow has changed a lot. I bought the Blackmagic because I wanted to do movies, narrative filmmaking. That's what I really wanted to do 4 years ago, and somehow I ended up in corporate. So 99% of my work is corporate. I shot 2 features this year and 2 documentaries, but the rest of the work that I've done, my paid work, has been corporate stuff. I'm doing a ton of corporate events too, and y'all know when you ever got a Blackmagic, it is heavy. It gets like 12-hour days I'm holding a Blackmagic. Yes, I got the easy rig and all that stuff, but still using that for 12 to 15 hours, it's not pleasant. Maybe I'm just not used to it, but I don't like it. But even when I rig up my Lumix, it's not as heavy. It's still pretty beefy, but it's a lot easier to deal with than the Blackmagic camera because it's smaller and it's a lot easier to hold. But yeah, my workflow has changed a lot, so I had to switch camera bodies to accommodate my workflow, my style of work. So yeah, Lumix was the way to go. If you want to know why I chose Lumix over Sony, I did a whole video on that. I'll probably link it somewhere up here in the description. But yeah, I know I mentioned it earlier, but the size of it, the ease of use, it's quicker to use. It's just, I can pull it out, turn it on, and just go. As far as the Blackmagic, it's not really a running gun solution. And a lot of these corporate jobs, time is of the essence. They want you to get on set, get what you need to get and get out. And a lot of times I would rig my Blackmagic up fully at home and then get on set, and all I gotta do is throw on the top handle and hit record. But I mean, that worked for a while. But it was still just a beefy camera, and now it was a lot to fly on the gimbal. So now with this, I can fly this camera on the gimbal. IBIS is so good. I did get some tracking shots, and it looked like a gimbal shot, because I know in my last video I said the IBIS wasn't really good, but I had my settings wrong. So once I figured that out, the IBIS on this camera is phenomenal, and it's great. Another reason why I switched was autofocus. Let's talk about the autofocus. It's a game changer for me to really have autofocus, especially for YouTube stuff, because a lot of times, I can't tell you how many times I shot a video on my Blackmagic, talking here like this, talk for 20 minutes or whatever, and the whole video was slightly out of focus and it wasn't perfect, or I might have shifted out of focus or moved and not thinking about it and I moved out of focus, or I'm talking and I'm just leaning back and finishing my whole video from back here or whatever. But I shifted out of focus and I had to get a monitor. I had the monitor rigged up over here so I could see it, and you know, sometimes it look like you're in focus using the focus assist and focus peaking and all that, but it was still slightly out of focus on a lot of my videos. If you want to go pixel peep, you can see that there are some videos that are slightly out of focus, and yeah, but I was recording videos 1 or 2 times over, like 2 to 3 times, just because of that focus issue. But now I have this, I never had an issue with the focus on my talking heads. So yeah. And the last thing I want to talk about is full frame. And yes, you know, Blackmagic did put out a full frame camera, but I sold my camera and dove all the way into Lumix before that, really. But coming from the 6K, it is a Super 35 sensor, and going to, you know, full frame, it is better in low light. You do get a bigger field of view. There's so many benefits with full frame. I'm not saying full frame is better than a crop sensor at all, because I feel like, of course, the red Komodo would probably, if you pixel peep, the red Komodo at a Super 35 sensor will probably get you a better image than, of course, this full frame camera and some other full frame cameras. But at the end of the day, it's on YouTube and it's online, and a lot of these videos are on somebody's website, so you're not really seeing the full quality anyway, so it really doesn't matter what sensor you use. But I've been on a crop sensor for, man, I came from the Sony 63, then got the Blackmagic for like 8 years now. So I had a 5D Mark III, and then that camera broke, so I wanted to dive into Sony after my Canon 5D Mark III gave out on me. And I went with the 6300 because I was, you know, 120 frames per second back then was like the thing. Everybody was doing it. It was like, oh, I wanted a camera that shoots 120, so I shot everything at 120. All my B-roll was at 120. But yeah, so I've been on crop sensor for a while. So switching to full frame, I do notice a difference in a lot of stuff. But yeah, but that's pretty much it. Thank you for sitting through my rant on why I sold my Blackmagic. Hopefully this video provided some insight. Yeah, I'm just rambling at this point. But yeah, check out my other videos. If you like this video, subscribe, share with a friend, do all those things. And I will see you all in the next video. Peace.